True peace, Kens and Kinettes. I am back at y'all with another one. And if you trying to stay ahead of the game, you should go ahead and subscribe to Peep the Slang. Need to build leadership skills. Use these 8 tips to lead volunteers. Hey, that rhyme, man. Peep the Slang. While searching for a job online, Manish found a listing that caught his eye. Wow, this looks perfect, he thought as he read through the position requirements. Then those 3 dreaded words reared their ugly head. Leadership experience required. Man, Peter Slang, dang. Manish thought as he closed his laptop. This is so frustrating. How do I get experience when everyone expected me to already have the experience? You've likely experienced this earlier in your career, or maybe going through it now. Potential employers want leadership experience that you don't have, and you don't have a clear path on how to get that experience. When looking to grow leadership skills, this can be a frustrating dilemma. How do you get the experience you need and build great leadership skills when your paths are limited? Here's a potential path: lead volunteers in a non-profit organization. I particularly like this path for 2 reasons. First, most nonprofits are in a perpetual state of too much to do, not enough people to do it. In my years of experience, it has been rare that a nonprofit will say, I'm sorry, we have all the help we need. Try XYZ nonprofit instead. Nonprofits generally can always make use of more help, man. Peep the slang. Second, leading volunteer means the leader is competing with a precious volunteer's resource, time. If a volunteer feels as if his or her time is being well utilized, then the volunteer is more likely to stay engaged. If the volunteer feels as if the work is unimportant, disorganized, or wasteful, then the volunteer is more likely to say, thanks, but I'm just too busy right now to help, and move on to something else, man. This is true. Peep the slang. Volunteers are less inclined to stay in a bad situation because there's no paycheck or career progression to motivate them. The leader of volunteers has to continually sell the value, provide a clear goal, give the volunteers latitude on how to do things, have clarity on who is supposed to be doing what, and know when things need to be done. Peep the slang. Drop any of these factors, and volunteers are more likely to flee. The same goes with employees following a team leader. Employees who get frustrated with their leadership are at best going to phone in performance, and at worst leave their job. In my book, Straight A's, 5 Proven Steps to Empower Your Team, I talk about the 5 things leaders need to do to motivate and empower teams. A, articulate the why. A, align on the what. A, advise on the how. Hold A accountable, the who. A, agree on the when. Peep the slang. You can see more about the straight A's in my blog post here on projectmanagement.com. So I won't go into too much depth here, but the meta point is that followers need to clearly understand why something is important, what the goal is, guiding principles they need to consider in working toward the goal, who is accountable for what, and when things need to be done by. This couldn't be more true for volunteers, man. Peep the slang. You may be asking why I went on a bunny trail to talk about the straight A's. Actually, it's quite simple. You might find you're better at some of the A's than others. You may skip or articulate the why and just assume others are clear as to the why. Then again, you may not be clear on the why yourself. The straight A model is a critical component in helping you establish and build leadership skills. Want to take the path to leverage leading volunteers to help you build those leadership skills? Give these points a look. Know your skill strengths and gaps. Before you undertake that volunteer leader position, have a clear understanding of what leadership skills you currently possess and those you need to grow. This could be as simple as looking at your performance appraisals or talking with a trusty colleague about where you're strong and where you need to improve. SWOT analysis. Like, find a cause that aligns to your passion. Assume you're pursuing a nonprofit role. Make sure the nonprofit mission is something you truly believe in and want to contribute to. If you're just phoning it as a leader, your followers will be able to sniff it out and will have a harder time being passionate about something you don't care about. Number three, canvas the opportunities to lead volunteers. For those nonprofits that align to your passion, look for opportunities to lead. If your passion is helping the homeless, is there an opportunity to lead volunteers to provide meals? If your passion is underprivileged youth, can you organize tutors? Number four, match the opportunities to your skills, strength, and gaps. For each opportunity you identify, do a quick assessment as to whether it will benefit from skills you already possesses and will help you build skills to close your skill gaps. Try not to be too picky with opportunities. Not every opportunity will fill all your gaps, man. Peep the slang. Sell the decision maker using straight A's. Using the straight A's model, talk with the nonprofit decision maker about where you want to lead and how you would empower followers to deliver. Even though you will be taking accountability to lead a team of volunteers, the decision maker is still ultimately accountable for what happens in the nonprofit and will need to be comfortable that you will execute. Number six, be open about building skills. Don't hide the fact that you're hoping to build some leadership skills in the assignment. Being overt about what you're trying to build will help set the decision maker's expectations and can also get the decision maker to work with you to fill the skills gap. Peep the slang. Assets. Number seven, access yourself along the way as you execute. Take regular checkpoints to honestly self assess how you are doing with closing the skills gap. You can also use the volunteers and the decision maker to help with what you're doing well and what you still need to improve. Number eight, update your CV and LinkedIn profile with your experience. Be intentionally about updating both LinkedIn and your resume CV with your nonprofit work and the results you've delivered with the team. This is good for two reasons. It highlights how you made things better through your leadership skills and shows you took initiative to innovatively grow your leadership skills. Peep the slang. Growing leadership skills by leading volunteers isn't a surefire way to land a leadership position, but the skills you gain will invalue as you navigate your leadership journey. Man, peep the slang. Leadership. I've been on my leadership. We not bosses. We leaders. Yeah. Tell Ross, we not bosses. We leaders around here. Peep the slang.